Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the latest episode of Double Booked Official, a podcast available wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and you can watch us on YouTube, which my dad likes to do.
I can only imagine if someone puts us up on the big screen.
He's hilarious. He likes to send me notes,
What-
not necessarily critiques, but hey, you should talk about this, or you two should have character roles, and somebody should be the happy and somebody should be the mad, or he tells me
I'm
how
here
he
for
thinks
it. We take all critiques, good, bad. We love feedback.
Well, okay, sure, yeah.
I love feedback. Michael Ann does not.
Yeah, you can send all of your feedback to npapa. No.
Too funny. Too funny.
Do you ever have those days where you feel like you've lived a lifetime and it's not even lunch?
It's literally my life right now in a nutshell. Totally.
Yeah.
Like every day, the good news is I'm taking all kinds of NADs, creatine, you name it right now. So I feel like it's getting me to the end of the day. But by the time 7 and 8 o'clock roll around, I feel as if I went to war. And the second my head is hitting the pillow, I'm out like a light. Like Mike's like, can we watch a show? Or, hey, do you want to watch this? And I'm like, I literally can't keep my eyes open to do it. I'm done.
Oh, see, I live in this place where I also feel like I've been, and then I get into bed and because I'm like, all right, I need my sleep. You need to be strategically ready to fight another day. And I'm like, oh my God, but what about this? What about this? I had a nightmare last night, wake up in the middle of the night, heart beating, oh my God, nightmare. And it was that I was hiking with my entire family, and my daughter, who's 8, kind of ran ahead of us and was going around this curve to this pond, and then sees us from the other side of the pond and decides that she wants to swim across the pond back to us to catch up to us. And she is a swimmer. She's on the swim team. She's a good swimmer, but it's a very deep, dark pond, and she doesn't see this giant warning sign that says extreme danger, don't swim in the pond. There's pictures of a mythical creature.
The Loch Ness monster is gonna get you.
Right. So she starts swimming, and I'm screaming. I'm like, no, don't. And she just keeps swimming, and I'm freaking out, and she's gonna get eaten by a monster. And I'm yelling at my husband, go get her. And he's like, I'm trying. And I think the moral of the story is I just feel like my kids don't listen to me. That's the nightmare.
Oh, that was the hidden meaning in all of it.
That's what I think. Whenever I have these kinds of really intricate dreams, I try to take it back to my life. What is my brain trying to tell me? So I think this is just my kids don't listen.
Oh, well, your older ones are in that phase where, they probably don't listen.
No, because I'll tell you, today I dropped my boys off to be camp counselors. And as I'm driving there, I'm giving them the lecture. You are not here to play with your friends. This is a job. You are here to work. You are here to entertain the younger children and keep them safe. I get a call 15 minutes after drop off telling me that my middle kid was playing basketball and tripped over his own feet and slammed his head into this, commercial basketball hoop pole, and now needs me to turn around before I've even gotten home to pick him back up and take him to the ER to make sure he is not concussed.
So day one is off to a great start. How is he, by the way? Did we pass all the tests?
He's okay. Yes, passed all the tests. We've got a 6-hour protocol that we have to watch for any changes, any drainage, any leaking, or any squishiness to the wound. I mean, it's a goose egg the size of a goose egg on his forehead. But as long as he passes that 6-hour protocol, then he is good to return to all activities.
So the real question, was he entertaining the younger kids by showing them his basketball moves?
Nope. Him and his buddies and his brother were shooting hoops.
I just feel you being enraged.
But of course, mom fail. He gets in the car And I'm like, I told you not to be playing around. This is exactly what I was talking about. And then he just starts bawling because he's already scared. He's hit his head. He's in pain. He's kind of my worrier. So he doesn't know if he has a concussion. Like I can kind of tell he doesn't. He never lost consciousness, no blurred vision. He's talking, walking. But he's already a little worried about himself and now he's in trouble and he doesn't know what's going to happen. And he just starts bawling. And I realized that I screwed that up. I should have.
Well, did you, or did he realize was it the opposite that potentially occurred? Yes, he's going to be upset. Yes, all those things, but he had to understand your feeling. I don't know that you were wrong in this. I probably would have had the same exact reaction because you literally just said this. It wasn't like this was last week. This was 30 minutes prior.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know how to parent kids, so I don't know what's the right answer.
You do. I just don't know that I would have had remorse either, in the sense of we had this conversation and you immediately went the wrong way. So if this continues to happen this week, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
So that's my day. Parenting. And it's our busy day at work. We have a big meeting where we run through all of our projects and we have a lot of projects. It's such a good problem. I'm so excited. I was on a tour last week, got a couple additional assignments from one of our clients. So everything is firing on all cylinders, but I just need more cylinders to be firing.
Yeah, no doubt. So I guess that leads me to what happened over the weekend, because I know the weekends can be a rat race for all of us. You work and then you have all the activities going on. So the weekend is your catch-up period. It's my catch-up period. It's all the things. And I know we had a number of events this weekend. How was the weekend for y'all?
It was event-wise was okay. It was somewhat low key. My oldest had a baseball tournament, but as we've talked about previously, he still has the spinal fracture. So he's not playing, but we did still go watch the games with his team, which was fine.
It's a good teammate.
Yeah. And then my son my middle guy had a sleepover on Friday. And then he went to an amusement park with another buddy on Sunday. But it's are your whole weekends just full of cleaning, cooking, grocery shopping, bills, laundry? I don't think my husband's weekends are filled that way.
Oh, yeah. I do feel you there. So we had graduation.
Oh, you had the party.
Yeah. So we had graduation Saturday night. So all day Saturday, I'm, this Saturday night's the graduation. The party was at noon yesterday. So I obviously wasn't gonna have time Sunday morning. So Saturday, all during the day, I'm getting everything ready, doing the laundry, all cleaning house, all the things that you have to do anyways on a Saturday, but amplify that because you're having, 50 people at your house for a party the next day. And then my husband, well, I take that back. He was productive in some ways. So to update you a little bit at the same time from our moving situation, we signed a lease on a rental house in Atlanta.
Okay.
I hired a mover.
Okay.
And Mike got all the utilities switched over, or got all the utilities set up. So that's what he was doing.
Oh my God. When does your lease start?
June 15th, next Monday. God.
That's 1 week.
So the movers come on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. They gave me a 3-day window.
Oh my God. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yes. Woo! Yes. Hold on. This gets better. So they come to pack for those days. And then, because I did ultimately give in and said, somebody can pack us. And then they move you, right? So they have to take I give it 24 hours to get to the destination. So I have to somehow put a tentative flight on my calendar to get to Atlanta to accept the delivery and put it in the house.
Okay.
Not sure how that's all going to work out, but that's the plan thus far. So all of this is going on. Mike hires a dumpster, so that's delivered today. I somehow have to clean out my house in the next 4 days.
Aren't you still supposed to be hosting a party? I thought you were still hosting the going away party.
Oh no, I bailed on the going away party.
Oh,
but going back,
invited to that.
I know we're gonna have to come up with something else.
Okay.
So Saturday, he's doing all that. I'm getting everything cleaned and ready for the party, and Saturday night's the graduation. So then Sunday, the party happens at noon. And what I had put in the invitation is noon till 3. Well, that never tends to be the
I
end
mean,
time at
noon
my
till midnight.
house. It I would tell you, I think Mike crawled into bed last night at 12:30.
Yeah.
So it just everything kept going. And I was being very sensitive because, it's his last time with all his friends. But which leads me down about 100 different rabbit holes to talk about. But the party was awesome. It was pure, just leading up to it. The graduation was awesome. We're so proud of her. And it was just, it was nuts. All the things. I just was exhausted sitting there at the graduation. I was like, finally, I can sit down. And I'm like, I wanted to fall asleep, but waiting for her to come across the stage.
What's
But
next for her, by the way?
she's going to go to community college for 2 years.
Okay.
And then I also think she's looking into getting her real estate license this summer. So hopefully she'll do
Okay.
that. She wants to do some resi sales, which is encouraging. So I
Great.
told her to do it. Jump on board.
Do it. Absolutely.
So I've been dying to tell you this. So
Oh,
I
God.
waited. I didn't text you so I could tell you this. So our 22-year-old, she comes into town. She's in college. She came back for the graduation and the party. And so we're at graduation. She's like, man, your skin looks really glowing and good. What are you
Okay.
doing? And I was like, funny you should ask. I said, I have been doing this GHK serum that my friend Michael Ann told me about. She's like, wow. She's like, you just look younger. It just looks fresh. And I was like, coming from my 22-year-old, I was like, I'll take it. I was like, that's a major win. So I felt very, very good about that. But
I'm
then
very excited.
even better. So I have not seen her in a few weeks, and we did not see each other for Mother's Day. So she was bringing me a Mother's Day gift and card. So I opened the card, and it's like, it was a funny card, but it was like that, what she said, that look, that awkward moment when you realize your mom knows everything. And she was right the whole time. And it was so funny. She's like, you've been right about everything. And she's like, I finally get, like, I get it. And she actually verbalized it in the form of a card as well. So I was like, I have proof. I'm just going to start sharing this with all my kids. Like,
Yay.
I do know what I'm talking about.
You do know everything.
It was, yes. So a lot of big moments this weekend. It's been overwhelmingly good, exciting, all the things.
Oh, I'm not ready for this. I feel like I had more time. Like stuff was going to go sideways and it was going to get delayed, or, it was just going to take longer. I'm not ready.
Which still could happen, let's be real. But but yeah, it's we're having a lot of laughs. We're having a lot of, like, we don't have time to fit it in. The good part is, though, I'll be back in a few weeks for a period of time. So, I feel as if whatever I don't accomplish now, I can accomplish in July when I'm back for a little bit.
All right. So inspections went well. Everything's good with the house. Closing. When is it closing?
2 weeks from today.
Okay. So you kind of have maybe a 1 week buffer after the movers leave.
Yes. So I'll be living on an air mattress for that 1 week. And, well, our house will be empty. But we had to do this now because we're going out of town. That was the other thing. Like, of course, we have a trip in the middle of all of this. So we're going out of town, and I'm out of town for work. So it was like, this was it. Like, this was the time where it wasn't happening.
Okay. Oh my God. Where are you going? Where's the trip?
Just to Orlando. It's a Father's Day golf tournament.
Oh, got it. Yeah. My husband is going golfing at Stream Song this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, did I forget to tell you?
Of course he did.
Yes.
This is why all wives hate golf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's not about the golf. It's about the way they manipulate it.
Yeah. It's not a 4-hour round. It's always a last minute decision to play. And I do not like the after effect. And then I lose him the entire next day because he's so tired and my back hurts and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. This one, he's actually going to be just gone for the whole weekend. So I think I'm going to take the kids and go to the beach.
Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea. So what else? Anything else from the weekend? I think you should share your story from the weekend.
Okay. I will. Because I thought I had more time before this became a thing. Like, I feel like my whole life, or at least all the life that I remember. Like I have always worried about my appearance. And I feel like that's true for all of my peers, right? Like we're always
Mhm.
talking about how do I lose 5 pounds or 10 pounds or 15 pounds? How do I look younger? What should I do with my hair? I need to go. So it occupies so much space. And in my 40s, which I am now, I feel different about it. Like I can look at it and be more confident and have it be more of just a desire to look optimal versus, I think I'm pretty. I think I'm pretty. I think I don't think I'm fat. All these things already. But the 40s have given me that confidence. But there were years in teens and 20s, especially, where you really get into a state of depression. Your body image really impacts your mental health. And
Mhm.
so I thought with my daughter, I knew that it was going to happen at some point. I thought I had more time because she's 8. But she does do dance, but she's just a dabbler. She's not on the competitive team. She doesn't even want to be on the competitive team. It's a thing. She goes
Right, it's
once a week.
recreational. It's a
Right.
good place to meet new people. It's a little bit of
Yes,
exercise. It's fun. She likes
exactly.
music. She likes to move around.
She's a hip hop girl. She loves her hip hop. I love her little hip hop moves. I love her sassy attitude. And she does acro and she does hip hop. And so their recital is next weekend, and they just got their outfits. And hip hop's never been a problem because hip hop's baggy pants, blah, 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 whatever. But this year, the acro recital costume is essentially a bikini with a ruffle bottom, right?
Mhm.
Like it's just a bikini. And my daughter is very strong. Like she's tall for her age. She's got these gorgeous, like the legs that you would kill for, with the perfect calf muscles and thigh muscles. I mean, like I would do anything for her legs, but usually 8-year-olds are kind of a little bit chicken legs, right? They don't really have that muscle tone. And she is a little bit bigger in the middle because when she bulks up and then she grows really tall, and she bulks up, she just happens to be in a bulky phase right now. And so she's not this skinny little thing. And we have to try this costume on at the dance studio so they can confirm that it's the right size before they swap her out. And so we're in the bathroom and she just breaks down. Mom, this looks terrible on me. I'm so fat. All my friends are not fat. I'm the only one who's fat. This looks terrible. Look at all my fat squishing out. And it didn't look flattering. It didn't. I mean, she's not wrong. It didn't look flattering.
Right.
But it just absolutely broke my heart. And it broke my heart, and it made me as a mom want to be like, okay, well, we're not doing this recital. We're out of here. Get your crap. Let's go. We don't even need to do acro anymore. It's fine. And her response was, no, Mommy, I've worked really hard. I want to do the recital, which I'm so proud of her.
So
But I'm
proud.
also, I'm terrified of her. I don't, I can't imagine her having to carry around a feeling of being less than, about
Mhm.
something she can't control, like her body size. She eats well. She is a fruit and vegetable queen. She is so strong. She does basketball and softball and swimming. She swims 5 days a week. Like she is strong. And I'm terrified of her carrying this around. And I'm terrified in today's day and age, how deep does that insecurity go?
Right. So how did you leave it with her? How was the conversation post costume been?
So we've just said, all right, well, let's just take it home. I'm going to get a nude leotard to try to figure this out. Let's get it into a different light. Let's get it when we're not in a rush. Let's see how we approach it. Always on the table because the acro routine is not what I would call a group routine. It's, a line of little bit of dancing, and then they individually do their one trick across the stage. So we're keeping the option open that if we decide she doesn't want to do it, if she decides, then we don't have to do it, and that's okay. And we're just going to try to look at it in a different light. And then the nude leotard didn't get in until late last night, so we haven't even sort of retried it on.
Sure.
But I just said, look, the bottom line is everybody's everybody's body is different. Everybody looks different. There are people out there that would do anything to have your legs or love your hair or wish they had your face, or and you're going to then wish you had their butt, or whatever. That's normal. That's okay. Just remember who you are and that you are independently beautiful in every way. And, try not to let this noise take over your life is how I left
I
it.
think that's awesome. And I think I would also just highlight the confidence that she had, that she wanted to continue to do it, because going on stage is a big deal. Right. That's a whole nother confidence factor. So for her, and she's been on stage before, so she still wants to have that part of it. So costume aside, I do think it's really brave of her to want to be still in the recital on the stage. And I would really just focus on how awesome that is with her, and that she's really good at what she's doing in her craft and what she's learning. And I think that starts to push the negative thought process maybe a little bit to the back burner. So not so much highlighting the costume anymore, but really highlighting the skill.
Okay. That's a good thought. All right. I will do that.
I
And
really do wish, like, the costume thing in dance is out of control. There's and the nude leotard is such a great idea. I would tell you, like, so many parents, especially with at 8 and under, do not want their, I mean, my husband had a hard time with girls, still has a hard time with the girls and the outfits, and just it's a lot, like a lot of skin showing, and it's part of the sport per se, but it's too young. I think that, like you said, preserving body image and preserving how they see each other and themselves is such a thing, and we need to really, I think, focus on that. I would very much think that if there's any dance instructors out there, like, we need to really look at the outfits these girls are wearing on stage at this young age.
yeah, like I understand wanting to be able to see the form of the dancer's body, especially like in a judgment situation. Like I do get that, and having, some visibility, and leotards have always been a part of it, but I do feel like it's taken a little bit of a turn here. Like we've
Yeah.
got to, it can't be quite so sexualized. A
No.
one-piece leotard is efficient. You don't
Correct.
need to make
My
two.
niece is 5 and was in a two-piece little thing on stage over the weekend, and I was like, "It's cute, of course, but really, like, at 5 we need to be in this?" Like, there's so many
No,
options for costumes that fit the themes of these dances.
yeah, they don't need to be two pieces.
No.
Their little booty
Agreed.
cheeks don't need to be hanging out either.
Well, I'm proud of her for wanting to continue on, and I think you said all the right things and are doing all the right things, and I think you just keep highlighting how awesome she is as a person.
Yeah. And again, going back to what I said earlier, I have no idea what I'm doing as a parent. So we won't find out if we've screwed these kids up for many, many years to come.
Well, that's interesting, because I wrote down in my notes today, like, life at 45. Is this what you expected or not? Right, life in your 40s, and I would tell you, like, that fits right in there. Like, I thought I was doing all the right things, but now that I'm looking at the kids, I'm like, God, what could I have done different? What would have been, what would have been a better answer? What would have been a better path? Because no kid is the same, and that's the other
Yeah.
challenging part. They
Yeah.
all react different.
Yeah. They do. And we're doing so much for our kids, right? Like we're curating their every experience in life. Like our parents didn't do that.
I know. And I think about, so I was taking the decorations down from the party over the weekend. I'm thinking, God, I fucking nailed this. I like nailed it. I like
Yeah.
the backdrop was there, the balloons, the painted sign, which is all the rage. I had a friend of mine did a charcuterie down the middle of my island with the trending grape tree and the whipped butter that Martha Stewart's
Yeah.
talking about. Like, right, I did all the things, and then I got done, and I'm like, she gonna remember this? Does she even care? Like,
Of course she
is
does.
it okay? Like, did I, of course, I'm like saying they're second guessing myself, and I'm like, was this more for me than for her? Like, what, where are we at?
No, not at all. Although, like, and this is I think the boy girl difference, because I read some Instagram post or something about Christmas and that they'll never remember the gifts, but they will remember the sentiment and they will remember the feelings. So then, of course, I go to my 14-year-old. I'm like, hey, what does Christmas mean to you? Like, what's your favorite Christmas memory? Like, do you remember, like, what does Christmas feel like? And it's like crickets. He's like, fine, good.
Maybe this is why the saying, like the gifts that come later is where, like, right, the mom knows everything thing really comes into, like, I'm hopeful in the next 10 years that there's going to be some like real self-reflection on their part, and they come to me, and I probably have too high expectations of that.
I
But
don't think the boys are gonna get there. Maybe the girls. I don't think the boys, especially like he's like my husband. He's very engineered brain. He's very black and white, and he
yeah.
has the memory of a goldfish, which is great. Like that's why he's such a good pitcher in baseball, right? Because immediately he forgets the prior play. You know what I mean? And he could just. It's great. It comes in handy in so many ways. But like I literally said to him at some point this week, because we had to drive to baseball. So I always use that time to try to talk to him, I'm trying to create a better husband for the future, ladies. Like out of my
Yeah,
14
right.
year old, I'm trying to give him some thoughts or some ways to be empathetic or ways to be aware of his surroundings. But I don't know, man. I just don't know. I said to him this week, I said, look, Gray, I really am going to need you to be emotionally deeper than a mud puddle, okay? I'm going to need you to try.
Yes. This is where a lot of my friends come to me, because it's that it starts at 12, 13 with boys and girls, right? And they don't want to talk to you. They have no feelings. It is the worst. This is why I say teenagers are super hard for me, because I need conversation. I need something out of you.
Yeah.
And you just don't get it. You
Yeah.
get like, whoop, stone cold face. You get like some snarky side comments out the side of their mouths, and it's so frustrating. But I will tell you, if listeners, if you have children that are not like this, like, kudos to you. Tell us what you're doing, because all of my teens have been like, not
And
the
we're just,
nicest, and definitely a little more cold and all of that.
yeah, we're just getting there. My oldest is 14 and that's where we're at. Like I can't get anything out of them. I said, forget it last night because they're always on their phones and always like playing video games, whatever. So we had a state mandated tech-free family night last night. So everybody had to go and we played a bunch of different games. We have this one game that I like to play on road trips or like family meals. It's called How Well Do You Know Your Family?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a series of questions. Like it might be like, what's my favorite sport to watch? And everybody else in your family has to guess. And then you give the card to whoever has the correct answer. So we like to do that because it's gamemanship and sport. Then they'll answer a little bit, but so I got a couple of jewels out of him, but not many. I don't know if he knows where I stand. I don't know if he likes us or if we're screwing it all up, especially because like my 12-year-old he's very aware of surroundings, what's going on, people's feelings, vibes in the room. Like, I hope I don't lose that. He's naturally a very empathetic person.
Yep.
So hopefully we don't lose all of that. Like my older son has always sort of been a little
that way.
Yeah.
I do feel as if like it takes like they almost become, this is gonna sound so terrible, they almost become really dumb, and then they get smarter again, but like they're dumb until their frontal lobe forms at like 25, 26 years old. So I'm told, I'm not there yet with our son, and I'm like counting down the days for that to happen.
They're so dumb and so smart.
But yes, they do things that are super smart and put together and all of that. But
he gets 3 days at a pretty hard academic school, right? But then, forgot to tell you this. So he's going into 8th grade. So we were in the summer before 8th grade. And he's going to apply to some schools for high school, some private schools. And so he's got to take a couple of different admissions tests. So he took the practice tests and needs some work. So we've signed him up for the tutoring. And he took his first tutoring session. We'd just gotten back from Ireland, right? Like literally the day before.
Perfect timing.
Right. It was his birthday. He had to go to physical therapy for his back, and then he had to go to tutoring. Welcome back. Happy birthday. But anyway, so the tutor calls me after his first session. And he's engineering, he's math. He did pre-algebra in 7th grade. He does algebra 1 in 8th grade, straight A's, smart cookie. And she calls me and she's like, look, I just wanted to have a private conversation with you because sometimes when I talk about this in front of the children, they get upset and they cry. And so I've seen this before. There are sometimes some things that can slip through our modern day educational system. And I'm like, what? Uh-oh. Do I need to be sitting down? And she is like, well, I noticed that Grayson was struggling a little bit with some general math principles. Like, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, she's kind of beating around the bush. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, he seemed to struggle with like 8 plus 4 and 9 plus 6. And I was like, wait, are you saying my 14-year-old can't add?
Add what?
Slip through the educational cracks? I'm like, look, I am worried about so many things with my children.
That's not one of them.
That's not one of them. I'm like, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt that he was just jet lagged and tired.
Yes. Not something to worry about like step 1. If it's still an issue in like 3, 4, and 5, like let's talk about it.
And of course he went the next session and it can add just fine. So it was,
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
She was like trying to like let me down slowly that somehow, like that kid who can't read in high school because everybody just kept passing him.
It seems like everybody's going through that tutoring phase for the exams. I have a few friends' kids that are doing that, obviously the same age as yours. And so it's been interesting to watch that. And then on the even further, the ones that are getting ready to take their SATs and get ready for college.
Oh my God. Did you take the SAT or the ACT? Or both?
I took both, but we used the SAT. What's crazy to me is, and I look for a professional to tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, but my best time, and this happened for our kids too, like the best time we took it was the first time. And so I think one of the things I would do if I was doing this, like I'll do this with our youngest now that I've gone through this a few times, I would do the prep before the first test. And a lot of people do the first test and then do prep and have them take it multiple times. Because now I think you can take parts of the test and add it together for the score that you need. And I may just hedge my bet and do the prep class beforehand. Because
I don't think I took, I know I didn't take any prep for the SAT and I took it once and it was okay. I think we used the ACT because I did really well in the ACT, and maybe I took like a couple hour session at the local like at my high school for the ACT.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know, but I mean, we're gonna get this kid 6 months of tutoring for the high school
test. You might as well start your college one right after it. Keep them in the path.
Yeah, right. Except I need to recoup some money.
Oh my gosh, everything is so expensive right now. It's just crazy. I'm like throwing money out the window as we speak.
Yeah. Hemorrhaging, it feels like.
Yes. No doubt.
We're going to have a couple of episodes upcoming for our listeners. We're going to have an episode about investing. Well, 2 episodes about investing. One, we're going to have some real estate investors that we know that are fantastic human beings, and they're going to come and talk about how they got started investing in real estate, both passive and actively. And then we're going to have another episode about more traditional investing, stocks, mutual funds, bonds, that sort of thing. So everybody can kind of
totally looking forward to both.
I'm going to have if you're open to it.
Yeah.
I'll just call you out right here. If you're open to it, I would love to have some very honest budget conversations.
Oh, for sure.
About how we...
Or lack thereof.
Right. But like, what's the real spend? What are people like? I'll give you an example. Like, uh, we we are both high wage earners, right? And so when you get the traditional advice of put 6 months of your savings in a checking account just to have cash for emergencies, like that makes no sense. I would never stockpile that much cash in a checking account ever.
Um,
Nor would,
no, I don't. And I would tell you, yeah, I don't know that there was a point where I ever did per se. But I'm curious to see what like a real advice, like I've done some of the Dave Ramsey stuff. My financial advisor, basically wants me to follow that method. I have not fully. I'm probably like the financial advisor reject, and I have so many aspirations that I need to like actually put a real path forward. And so, I talked about life in the 40s. Like financially, I'm probably not where I thought I would be, but I'm in I feel like good position. I feel like real estate's always been a great thing for me. We used to flip houses and such, but I would like to be in a better spot because I do feel there's moments where I'm like, oh shit, we have a lot coming down the pipeline. Like, how's this going to work?
yeah,
And I want to invest in more, and I want to have some mailbox money coming in and things like that.
yeah. I wish I had some passive income. That would be
Mhm.
that's probably the thing that's missing. And also, like, I always wished, and we pretty did a pretty good job of this until maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, where essentially, like, could we be okay if one of us lost our jobs?
Mhm.
Like, could we just make some changes and some modifications and still be okay while that other, and it's up until about 3 years ago, that was true, and
Mhm.
now it's not,
Okay, so I'm
and
a
it's
perfect
terrifying.
example of that. Like Mike stayed home with the kids for the past few years and just now starting to get back into the workforce. And as we're making this move, he's finding a new career. And ultimately, like, yes, before we could make it work. Now, like, I definitely need some of the income. Like, we need it for multiple things, right? Kids college, uh current dance situation, which is, you got to be a millionaire to be a dance mom. And
Yeah.
not true, like anybody listening, that's not 100% true statement, but it feels that way. All the things with the house, because I am having to outsource and such with him being back and, working. So it's a juggle. I mean, it really is a juggle.
Yeah, it is for sure. And like our biggest expense is our kids' school. The kids, all three kids are in private school, and
Mhm.
that's a beast. And then their sports. Yeah, I mean, Grace baseball is $5,000 a year just for the team, let alone,
Mhm.
the
All the
equipment
things.
and bats and privates and whatever. So yeah, that's pretty insane. So between the kids' sports and the kids, so then it's like when you do these retirement projections and they're like, you have to project that you're going to keep spending approximately 75% of your current spend, but like, uh-uh.
No, I
Like,
better
if
not
I'm looking
be.
for
I
my
better
sleep
not be still
this
doing that.
year, right? Right?
Oh my god, I know. And that's why I need. I feel like I'm in a spot where I need to maybe find somebody else, another advisor.
Yeah, let's get some pro help. Let's figure out. I would love to know because I feel like my monthly bills, like our just monthly spend is insane, like dumb. And I
Oh,
would just like to know if other people in our similar situation, like compare and contrast, like, are we all in the same dumb place?
so we're taking a really good look at this right now, right? Because I'm canceling stuff here to turn stuff on
Okay.
and all of that in Georgia, and it's actually giving me a really good look at what our spending really has been and kind of where we can cut some of those costs. And
Okay.
listen, with what we outsource, it is probably a little excessive. And now that I'm not outsourcing as much, from like the yard guy, right? It's included in my rent now because I'm a renter now, which is so different for me.
Bananas.
And yeah, and like uh, I won't have a pool anymore. And I won't have, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's other things that are going to creep in that I haven't had now that I
You have to
will up
pay for
there.
snow plowing now, or is
Right.
that
Like,
included in the rent?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
Or you
I
gotta
have
pay
no
for
clue.
heat. Like, you probably don't have to pay much of a heating bill in Florida, but you will in Georgia.
Yeah.
Also,
But now I have
you gotta
gas,
pay
which I don't
state
have
income
gas
tax.
here. Yes, I have state income tax now, but the
Yeah,
cost of insurance is way less. And I'm not going to
okay,
be paying home insurance right now because I'm a renter. I'm only paying renter insurance, which is substantially different. Uh,
okay.
and it's like, holy smokes. Like yes, it'll probably even out, but it's giving me a good glimpse into cost.
Alright, what do you guys spend every month on groceries?
I probably should have a better figure for you, but I would say we're probably spending around $1,000 a month.
Okay. How much do you spend a month on eating out?
Mm, I would say probably between 500 and 1,000 a month.
Yeah, yeah. We're about 1,400 a month in groceries and $1,000 in dining out.
Yeah.
I mean, because we can't go to Chipotle for less than $75.
It's so crazy. I can go to, but I almost can go to Chipotle cheaper than I can go to Chick-fil-A, which is insane.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta tell you, like some of these, like the McDonald's and Chick-fil-A's of the world, like the pricing, down from here by my office is Bolay. I can go to Bolay and eat a healthier meal and for definitely less than I can at Chick-fil-A.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Alright, I've never looked at it that way, but
Yes. And so now we are looking, so, you were talking about body image and such earlier. I will say, our youngest is in the off season for dance. And so uh, we're trying to educate her on healthy eating. Not that we're not doing this all year long, but I would tell you it's very hyper focused because she has more time at home right now.
okay.
So we're
Yeah.
really trying to focus on like healthy eating and mixing in a workout routine because she's got to continue to train in the off season and there's not dance every day like there was during the regular school year. So Mike has been talking to her about this a little bit more than I have. And so what was really cool to see is the other day she ate some chocolate or ice cream bar or something like that. And then she went outside and she did, 20 sit-ups, 20 push-ups, some jumping jacks and was running around the pool. And I was like, okay, like it's starting to correlate a little bit in her mind.
Okay.
Like, will it work it all the way off? I don't know, but she's correlating the fact that, okay, if I'm going to have indulgences, I also have to mix in some moving around.
Yeah.
So
I do this every once in a while, but I did like a massive meal prep yesterday, and in my head it's being narrated like I am on my own cooking show and I can hear the third party narrator like I'm so impressed by what she was able to accomplish in such a small kitchen in such a short time. But we did major high protein, high fiber. I can't have gluten as we've talked about, so almost none of the food that I make in the house is made with gluten. So we've got our week set up. We are set up for success of healthy eating.
I'm so proud of you. I am probably in the opposite where the leftovers from the party and the 2 home chef meals that are showing up today, and then kind of clearing out my freezer from here on out.
You got a moving truck coming. You've got to get this figured out. You can't stockpile, you got to clear.
No, if anybody happens to be in Tampa and wants to come take stuff out of my house, feel free.
Do you ever do like meal prepping for the week? Or I know you guys do the delivery services, but
I do for probably Chloe more than I do myself because I know she's got to she was going from school to dance to dinner at dance. So like I have these boxes. You can find them on Amazon or Target or wherever, but they're like the bento box, but I get the ones that have 4 and then I get the ones that have 2. But the 4 ones are like making your own Lunchable. So she'll do a fruit, a veggie, some chicken, some cheese. And that kind of separates out like that. I know she's getting that balance. And then the 2, I'll do a dinner and then like a rice or veggie on the side. So I've been using those quite a bit. Those have been lifesavers. And if I can have a few of those in the fridge, it's extremely helpful.
yeah. That would
But,
be very helpful.
people always ask me, they're like, how do you have time to podcast? And I was like, well, some people like to cook, some people like to go to the gym, and I love to podcast. Like, this is like this is my mental therapy. It's all the things that it gets out for me what I need to talk about, and it's fun for me. Whereas like cooking, not so fun. Working out,
I like it all.
I don't love it.
Although, like I had dinner with some girlfriends on Friday night and it was great. And they were talking about how when they listen to their podcasts and when they listen to audiobooks, because I listen to podcasts a lot, but always when I'm driving, that's my podcast time. And I never have time to listen to an audiobook because I'm listening to podcasts. But they said that they are wandering around their house every time they're doing chores like cooking, cleaning, laundry, vacuum, that they're listening to these podcasts or audiobooks.
That's a good idea.
I don't know which house they're living in because I don't exist in my house without somebody all up in my business.
But maybe that's the trick. Maybe we just need to put our earbuds in and pretend like we're listening and like just nod your head and keep going.
No, they don't care. They're like, mom, mommy, watch me, look at me, watch this. I'm gonna do this. You wanna see this trick? Hey, mom. It's like, oh my God.
I can't do it anymore. I always say, I'm like, I am not, my time as the cruise counselor or my time as the cruise director is off. And this is my time. Like, I always have to like tell everybody, cruise director off. I am not planning anything.
I feel bad sometimes taking me time in my own house because of I travel.
No, but you have to do it, right? Like my sanity is much more important. Otherwise I'm gonna go rage style, and I don't think that side of me wants to come out either. So
you definitely rage too much.
Last night after the party, right? These people are on my back porch. Like Mike's still living his best life, and I was like, I'm done. So I walked inside, and Chloe's like, "This is 9:00." Chloe's like, "I'm hungry." I was like, "I'm about to lose my shit. We just had all this food all day long." I said, "But let me whip you something up." I was like, "Take a deep breath. Let me whip up dinner real quick." So I did. And then she's like, "Well, I need this and I need this and I need this." And I finally looked at her and I was like, "Mommy is done. If I get one more request from you, you are going to be so mad at me." And she looked at me and I was like, "I'm done. I'm going to bed." And she's like, "Okay, Mommy, I'll go to bed now too." I was like, oh, I feel as if we don't cut it off, they're just going to keep going.
Yeah. And they do. I've got to find some better balance. I also have to find these people that live in my house need to start doing more of their own work.
Yeah.
Like they've got to, all of them need to be able to fold and put away their own clothes.
Yes.
They need to every time.
I think you need to treat it like they're your roommates.
Oh, that's a good philosophy. I like that.
Like if you were living on your own, you would have to do all these things.
Okay. Yeah. And there's no reason that you shouldn't grab something from the steps when you're heading upstairs.
How does no one else see their shoes on the stairs as they're walking past them? Like if it was a snake, it would bite you.
Yeah. When I was in the hospitality industry for many years, we had a philosophy, we had a phrase that we had to say, full hands in, full hands out. So when you go upstairs, fill your hands up with the stuff that's got to go upstairs. And when you come down, fill your hands up with the stuff that's got to come down.
Oh my God.
Like the cups and silverware in your room that you're not supposed to be eating or drinking.
Correct. And if you did that, I wouldn't find it and get mad and lose my shit.
Yeah. And then you wouldn't be in trouble and we wouldn't be fighting.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, that seems like a really happy note to end today's episode.
Yeah, and I'm gonna challenge you. We're gonna follow up on the next call of implementing your roommate policy.
Okay, I'm gonna try it, and I'm so excited and scared and sad and happy and all of those feelings about the moving trucks coming for you this week.
Oh man, get ready. Bring the tissues next time. I'm really glad. Like, I know we wanted to talk about friendship and I'm really glad we didn't get there today because we'll save it. And I'm positive I'm going to probably be very emotional. So I've been compartmentalizing for so long. At some point, it's all going to come out.
Yeah. Maybe when you're sitting in that new house up in Atlanta, you're going to be like, crap, I should have said goodbye.
Yes, no doubt.
Although for me, I'll just make an excuse to come to Atlanta.
Yeah, super close. And you got to come up there anyways.
Yeah, I do. We just hired a new VP and she lives in Sandy Springs. So
which is right next door. And
there we go.
so there we go. Bring her over too.
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome. Well,
All right.
everyone, thanks for listening. As Michael had mentioned early on, as you know, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all of the places. It's Double Booked Podcast Official, and look forward to seeing you next time. Hearing, listening, all the things.
Bye, guys.